Hi, everyone. This is EstaRa with another message for you this week. It's October 4th, 2016. So it's interesting. I'm doing a second message today. I'm going to try to make it really short and brief. But I wanted to say that I went back and looked at the blog post from the previous video I mentioned, and it was sent out this morning at 10:22 or published at 10:22. Isn't that crazy? So there's the number again, 10, and 22. So if you didn't get to see the previous video, I highly recommend that you check it out. And I'm calling it 1010 Gateway Energy Body Upgrade. But the reason I'm back is I was sitting here and I have a few things. I'm waiting for the other video to upload, and it's not going as quickly as I'd like it to. Um, and when I last looked, it said 22 minutes away. So I'm like, all right, this is confirmation I need to do what I'm about to do. So I was sitting here for a few minutes and I'm like, well, I have my cards nearby. Let me pull them. I haven't done that in a while. Just kind of pulled them for ha-has. I use them for sessions and I use them for when I'm doing a reading for all of you. And I thought, well, you know what? We just did a reading about the new moon the other day. So I'm going to do one for the week, the energy of the week. And I just pulled three cards and I turned them over and I was like, oh, I have to share this with you because I think they're amazing. And words just popped into my head as I looked at them. So it's a brief reading, but it's for the energies of the week of October 4th, 2016. Um, and I'm hoping that it will provide some guidance to you and some happy moments. Because I have to tell you, today's energy feels really good to me, and I'm not really sure why. It's a little chilly out, cloudy, and my back is still a little achy. It's getting a little better, I think. It's still achy, and yeah, so all that stuff. And I have a lot to do today, and I shouldn't be playing, but I feel like I want to play. So I want to grab the cards, and I'm going to read them to you so that you know. So when I turned over the Divine Masculine card, the card that I received was Alice in Wonderland. Do you see this card? So the first words I have is he's ready to jump in. The divine masculine is getting ready to jump in into the unknown. The rabbit hole. When you think of Alice in Wonderland, you think of the rabbit hole, and there's a lot of unknown down there. It's a journey. It's definitely a journey. And he's in the process, the divine masculine this week is in the process of navigating his journey and jumping in without um, any regard for what may happen, just kind of trusting that he needs to listen to what's coming to him. And so I feel like he's getting ready to jump into the world of unknown, take some risks, and move forward, take steps forward on his journey. So I love this card for the Divine Masculine. But the words that I heard when I initially turned it over was he's getting ready to jump in. So I think that's very powerful. Now, I want to preface this with and give a little, words of caution. Jumping in is different for each individual. Okay, so it depends on where each person is on their ascension ladder, and so jumping in could be putting their toes into some water and seeing how it is. Could be actually just taking the chance and running off with their twin flame, or coming to find their twin flame, or having the epiphany that, oh my God, I love this twin flame. I love this divine feminine. That's part of my life. Or I need to walk out of this marriage. I need to leave this job. I need to move to XYZ place. So I feel like this particular card for him being ready to jump in, because that's the words I heard, um, it's different for everyone. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're literally jumping into union with you tomorrow. However, I hope it is true for all of us. And as my guides are saying, anything is possible. So just be open to know that your beloved, divine masculine, is trying his best to get where he needs to be by just trusting his instincts and getting ready to jump. That's what I feel with divine masculine. So moving on to divine feminine, I pulled the card, turned it over, and I of course love this card, Two of Hearts, because it's absolutely beautiful. You see the female mermaid, and then the male merman. I can't get the pointing correctly. I'm not good at the whole video thing, so I really someday need to hire somebody to do my videos. Um, and I'm moving the table again. I'm sorry about that. So when I look at this card, the first words that came into my mind is she is just the divine feminine. She is just sending love and embracing her beloved and pouring her love and trust out to him. And I use the word trust because I think that's a really big word for all twin flames. Like that's a huge thing for us to learn on this path, you know. And when I heard this, I heard she's just pouring her love and trust into him. And I feel like that's the energy of this week. You know, we have to hold on to faith. That's that 222 I talked about in the previous video. Is just have faith that all is in divine and perfect order. It's coming the way we want it to. And this divine feminine, our job is to just pour love and trust and have faith in our beloved. And the more we surround them in love, the more that we um, have that trust that they are doing what they need to do, the more it's going to happen. You know, it's not our job. You know, I did a session with someone yesterday, and the words came out of my mouth about my twin flame. And it occurred to me that I've been doing this for a long time now, but I didn't recognize it right away until I said it. And one of the things I said was, it's not my job to fix him. It's my job to love him. I don't want to fix him anymore. I just want to love him. And that was so profound in my mind and in my heart that it resonated all day long. And I talked to two other friends and I shared that with them because I felt like it was important for them to hear it as well. Because it's not about expectations. It's not about making them better people. It's not about them changing to be with us. It's about them being who they are and us accepting and loving them divinely and unconditionally. And that's really what twin flame love is about, is divine unconditional love. So when I look at this card, it speaks to me of us just sending love and trust to them. And you know, that again, just like the last card, it doesn't mean the same for everybody. There's different interpretations of sending love and trust. I mean, some of us might sit there quietly, bringing this divine unconditional love energy around our twin, envisioning that happening, or bringing the energy of trust and truth around them, or simply just having faith and trust in going about our day, doing what we need to do, getting things done, and just trust it's taken care of. It's already taken care of. We have nothing to do about it, and trust in the love that we have with each other. So it has different meanings for other people. And I'm sure that as I'm, saying all of this to you, each of you might be kicking up your own ideas of what that means in your particular twin flame relationship. So here's the other little beautiful thing. While these cards are universal and they're meant to be a universal reading for this week regarding twin flames, the divine masculine, divine feminine, we all have our own relationships, right? We have our own unique identity. We have our own unique connection to our beloved. And in that unique connection, we create our journey and our path and what it looks like. So each of us have our own way of feeling and understanding this reading and interpreting our experiences to reflect what's actually real in our twin flame journey. So when I look at this, my trust and love is to trust my love with my beloved is beyond everything, and that I trust that that love is stronger and will always bring us to each other and will never let us go because it hasn't. It's been 11 years. It's not let us go, and the trust part of him is to trust and have faith in him that he's doing exactly what he needs to do. And it might not appear that way because, one of the things that we as humans get caught up in is what it looks like. How it should look, what it feels like, and if they're not doing this or they're not showing us that, then we immediately jump to the conclusion that it's not happening. I was very guilty of that over the years. I'm not too guilty of it now. But there's moments that I get creeped in where I'm like, ah. But the truth is that our journey is what it is, and we aren't necessarily meant to see every little detail and know every little thing or every little step of the way. Because doing that, we actually cut out the learning, cut out the healing, and we would lose things. So I think we're being gifted with the knowledge of trusting, and trusting that we might not see it, it might not be clear, it might not be right there in front of us, but it is what it's supposed to be at this given time in this moment. So I'm just going to encourage all of you to hear that and let that resonate in a way that resonates for you. So that's the divine feminine. Now, this card is why I'm like, all right, I just got to share this with them. So the next card that I turned over, which I'm sure you've all seen before. I'm sure you've seen all my cards before. I'm not even sure, but I'm positive they've all come up at some point. So the card that I turned over was the yellow brick road. So I look at this card, and the first words I heard, the path to union is open. I'm tingling as I'm saying that. Enough said is what I want to say. But for those of you who like words and want me to speak a little bit more, I'll tell you a couple things I'm getting with this. So if you see the characters from The Wizard of Oz here, you see the Scarecrow, you see the Tin Man, you see Dorothy, and you see um, the Lion. They're all going on this path to get up here to Emerald City. Here's the cool thing: Emerald City is in sight. Union is in sight. There's a path to get there. It's not the shortest path, as you can tell, but the path is open. That's what I heard when I turned this card over. The path to union is open. And I really believe this goes along with what I said in the previous video and what again, I just looked at my clock as I'm timing this and said 10:22. Wow, there's huge energy with 10:22. So please, please, please open that. Open that field of yours to receive this energy and this information because I really feel something is coming. And I want to encourage all of you to like listen to the previous video if you haven't. But in that video, I talked about how this new this gateway, the 1010 gateway, is opening the path for us. It's really a new timeline is being shown to us. New beginnings and a rebirth, if you will, is happening. And I really believe it's really strong for Twin Flames right now for new possibilities to show up that weren't there before, new potentials to just show up that weren't there before. So please be open to that. Trust in your heart. Always trust in your heart and trust in your truth and recognize that you are there. The path is opening. And if it's not already open, it's opening over the next week. And gosh, that union is in sight, is what I want to say. I feel like when I say that, it sounds like I'm in a race, but I don't even mean it in that way. It's just, I don't know, it's tangible, and I can almost taste it. I can feel it. I can sense it. I just, and I'm tingling as I'm saying all this. So I feel like this is a really good message, and I'm really glad that I'm sharing it with all of you. So I wish you all a beautiful day. I'm not going to talk anymore because I promised it would be a short video, and I hope that you benefited from that because I really wanted to share it. It felt so good to me when I turned those cards over. So namaste. So much love to all of you and blessings for divine physical union. And so it is.